Hello and welcome to this lesson. Our topic is frequency tables, and our focus is on organizing and summarizing data. My name is Venus Pimpon, and I'll take you through this lesson. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to 1. Explain what a frequency table is and why it is useful. 2. Differentiate between ungrouped and categorical. Differentiate between ungrouped, categorical, and grouped frequency tables. 3. Construct frequency tables from raw numerical and categorical data. 4. Summarize group data using class intervals. And 5. Tally marks. And 5. Interpret the information presented in a frequency table. So what is a frequency table? A frequency table helps you organize raw data by showing you how often each value or category appears. So types of frequency tables are 1. Ungrouped numerical data, 2. Categorical or qualitative data, and then 3. Grouped numerical data. We'll look at each of these 3 types as we progress. We begin with ungrouped numerical data. Now, these are scores out of 20 from a test. So the highest score you could get in this test is 20. And these scores represent the scores of some students from the test. The task is organize this data into a frequency table with column titles, score, tally, and frequency. So the first thing that the task mentions is a frequency table, and the column title should be score, tally, and frequency. So let's get into that. Before I go ahead to draw the table, the first important thing to do is to rearrange the data in order. So I could start from the lowest number to the highest number. Looking at this data, the lowest number seems to be 12. So I'll write down 12 here. So I'll cancel out this 12 because I've written it. And then I have another 12 here. So I cancel it and I bring it here. Is there another 12? Yes, there's another 12 here. Another one is here. So I have 2 to write. I have 3 to write. So I've cancelled out 3 12s. I want to write them down. So now let's begin with ungrouped numerical data. Here's an example. These are scores out of 20 from a test. So for each of these scores, it represents the score of a particular student out of maximum of 20 marks you could get from the test. So this student scored 12 out of 20. This student scored 17 out of 20, and so on. The task is organize this data into a frequency table with column titles, score, tally, and frequency. So I'm going to draw a table, and I'm going to have my titles as score, tally, and frequency. And then I have your tally, and then here I have frequency. So I can underline all of this. All right. So my first score I can see here is 12. It is so helpful to write your numbers in order. So from the minimum number to the maximum number. The smallest number here is 12. So I've picked it out, 12, and I'm going to make a tally to indicate that there's 12 in the data. Now, the next number is 17, but I want to see if I'll get another number that is closer. So there's 13. All right, so I'm going to write 13 here, and then I cancel it out. There is 14, so I cancel it out. There is 15. There's 15 here. Then there is 16, so I cancel it out. Then there's 17. There's 18. There's 19. Is that 20? I can't see. So let's start taking them out. So for each of these that I have taken out, I have to tally 1 to show that there's one of them in the data set. Now, the next number here is 17. So there's another 17. I cross it out and kind of make another mark against the 17 here. Then we have here 12. So another mark. We have here 14, 16, another 16. There's 18, 12. So I have 12, 16, 15, 12, 15, 16, 16. So I'll stroke 16 2 times. Now, I've already stroked 16 4 times. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one, instead of stroking, I'm going to cross out this 4 to indicate that these are 5 counts, okay? Then I'll do the other stroke here. Remember, I have stroked it 2 times, so I have to do 2 strokes. But I've crossed out 1 stroke here and another 1 stroke here. Now, this helps to keep the tally session very organized, because if I just keep stroking When it's time to fill the frequency, I have to count them 1, 1, 1, 1. But when I see a batch like this, I know that this is 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the stroke through 5. So I start another count, 1. Right. So the next one here is 12. So I go to 12. I'm supposed to stroke 1, but already I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll do the fifth one by crossing out like this to indicate that it's a tally of 5 strokes. The next one is 14, 15, 12. So I'll start all over with 12 because I'm done with that one. 15, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last one is going to be, yes, the fifth one. 15 again. Then I have 16, 18, 16, and I'm done. This 14 has already been accounted for. Now I want to know the number of data points I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So when I put together my frequency, it should also sum to 30. This is for 12, the tally indicates 5 and 1, which gives us total frequency of 6. 13 accounted for just 1. 14, there are 3 of them. 15, there is 5 and 1, which is 6. 16, there is 5 and 3, which is 8. 17, we have 2. 18, we have 3. And 19, we have 1. So let's add them. 6 plus 1 plus 3 is 10. Plus 6 is 16. Plus 8 is 24. Plus 2 is 26. Plus 3 is 29. Plus 1 is 30. So our total frequency is 30, which is right when we counted these. So we have been able to construct our frequency table with column titles, score, tally, and frequency. So this is exactly how you go about putting together your frequency table. In our next example, we are looking at categorical data. This is the kind of data set that is non-numerical in nature. We don't use numbers to represent. We use some form of description. So in this example, 25 first-year students at a technical university were tested to determine their blood types. Now, this is the data out of the investigation, and this data represents 25 first-year students. The task is construct a frequency distribution for their blood types. Create columns for blood type, tally, frequency, and percentage. So let's get into it. So to start with, I'm going to draw my column. The first column title is blood type. The second column title is, so we have here blood type, tally, frequency, and percentage. So the next one is tally. Then I have here frequency, finally percentage. Let's start with blood type A, which I can see first. So I've taken the ones, I'm going to take it here. The next one is B. So I'm going to write blood type B here like this, and then take it out and come and cross it here. The next one is also B, so another stroke for it. Then this is AB, so one stroke for this particular one. Then blood type O, another one. I have O appears 2 more times, so I'm going to add 2 more strokes. Then I have B here, I have AB, I have B 3 times. So let me do one by one. 1 here, 1. 1 here. Let's stroke because it's already 4, so we'll stroke through to indicate the 5th stroke. Then 1 here, 1. We go to O, then we go to A, O, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 5th is going to be passing through like this. Then I have A, then O. O appears 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to give it 3 strokes. 1, 2, 3. Then I have AB appearing twice. 1, 2. So 2 more strokes. 1, 2. Then we have A, O, and then B and A. Great. So let's put together the frequencies. Here we have 5, 4 strokes and 1 stroke through. That makes 5. 5. Here we have 5 and then 2, which is 7. We have 4 counts here. And then 5 and 4, which is 9. What is our total frequency? 5 plus 7 is 12. Plus 4 is 16. And then plus 9 is 25. Now the question is asking us to also create a column for percentage. So we have to fill in this percentage column. To find the percentage, you will take each of these specific frequencies, divide it by the total frequency, and multiply it by 100. So for blood group A, I have 5 out of 25 times 100, and that's giving me, so in this case, 25 is running through here, running through here 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. So here for blood group A, it is represented by 20% in the data. For blood group B, we have 7 out of 25 times 100. And that's giving us, so once again, 25 runs through here, 1, and then here 4 times. 7 times 4 is 28. So we have 28% for blood group B. For blood group AB, we have 4 over 25 times 100. And that gives us 4 times 4, which is 16. So here we have 16%. Then finally, for blood group O, we have 9 out of 25 times 100. And 9 times 4 is 36. So to verify if we have done the correct thing in the percentages column, you sum the percentages and your total should be 100%. 20 plus 28 is 48. 48 plus 16 is 64. And then 64 plus 36 is 100. So we have 100%, which means that we have done the right thing in the percentages column. So given this table, we have completed the requirements of constructing a frequency distribution for the blood types, indicating the column types, blood type, tally, frequency, and percentage. Our next example, or the next type of data we are looking at, is the grouped numerical data and how to represent this in a frequency distribution. So it is used when the values are a lot. You have so many data points and then they are very wide. The range is very wide. So for instance, the smallest number may be 12 and the biggest number may be 120. If you have such a wide range of data numbers, it's important to put the data in groups and then you work with the groups. So here is the steps to working with grouped numerical data. The first is find the highest and the lowest values. Number 2, choose number of the classes you want. So whatever number you choose, it could be between the number 5 or 10. Compute the class width. So the width should be equal to the range over the number of classes. Remember, we found the range from step 1 and then the classes from step 2. Step 4, round up and define the intervals. And then finally, tally and count your frequencies. So let's move on. Here's an example of daily wages of some 50 workers. The task is group the wages into intervals and construct a frequency table. So let's get into it. The first step is find the highest and the lowest values. So we are doing step 1. The highest value is, and then the lowest value is. So let's go into the data and investigate what is the highest and the lowest value. So for the highest value, I can say this is 127. Okay, there's 134. This is a potential high value. Let me just underline it here. Then moving through, scanning through 122, no. So after scanning through, 134 remains the highest value. What's the lowest value? I see 100 here. So let me first of all erase this 134 here. I see 100 there, which is a potential low value. So let's move and check. Is there another number lesser than 100? I can't see yet. All right, after scanning through, 100 maintains as the lowest value. So I have finished step 1. Step 2 is to choose the number of classes I want. I could choose any number at all. But given this highest and lowest value, I would want, so randomly, I want 5 classes. You could choose 6 classes, 7 classes, any number of classes you prefer. Then step 3 is to compute the class width. And the class width, which I represent as W, is equal to the range over the number of classes. Now, step 1, the goal was to find the range. That's how come I found the highest and the lowest. So let's indicate that the range is equal to the difference between the highest number and the lowest number. So the range is equal to 134 minus 100, and that's equal to 34. So to know the class width, I have the range, which is 34, over number of classes, and that is over 5. So 34 divided by 5 is 6.8. Now the next step is round up and then define your intervals. So rounding this up, I'm going to get 7, okay? All right. So the next step is to define, step 4 is to define my interval. So I'm going to create a table here and then indicate the first column as class interval. All right. So let me define my class interval. The class size, remember, is 7. So I'm going to start with the lowest number, which is 100 here. Then I'll add 7 to 100 and find my next number, which is 107. And then my next 107 plus 7 is 114. So I have here 114. 114 plus 7 is 121 plus 7 is 128. And then 128 plus 7 is 135. So this should end at 134. All right. Now, it's supposed to be an interval. So look, these numbers are written here. We will call them the lower limits of our class interval. So the first interval is from 100 to 106. That is a number just before the next lower limit. So the second class interval will be 107. This is 114. The next is 114. So it's going to be 107 to 113. Okay. So for the third interval, we have 114 to what? We don't know. Let's check this. This is 121. So the number just before 121 is 120. Therefore, the third range is 114 to 120. The fourth, we have 121 to 127. Then 128 here. 128 to 134. 134, remember, is the highest, the biggest number. Now, this particular one is not supposed to be here. I wrote it just to guide me to know the upper limit for this last interval. Remember, I said I want 5 classes. And if we check right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes. So I can conveniently cancel this out and keep these 5 classes as the classes I want to work with. The next column I want to indicate is the tally. The tally. All right. So to do the tally, for each of these numbers, I'll go and find the interval they fall in, and I'll make a tally mark or a tally stroke by it. 112 here falls between 107 and 113. So I make a stroke here and I cancel this out. 100 falls here. 127, it falls here. 120 falls here. 134, 118, right. 105 falls here. 110, it falls here. 109 here. 112 here. 110. 110 will be here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth is going to be a stroke through like this. Then 118, 117, all right. 116 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fifth is going to be like this. 118 here. Okay, next line. 122. 114 is happening 2 times. So I'll go and stroke 2 times. I want to do it too. 105 and 105 here. 109 is here. 107 and 112. So 107 is here. 112 is also here. We have 114 and 115. 114 is here. 115 is also here. Okay. 118 and 117. So 118, 117, right. 118, 118, 122. Then we have 106 and 110. So 106 and 110. We have 116 and 108. 116 and 108. 110 and 121. So 110 is here. 121 is here. 113 and 120. 113 is here. 120 is here. 119 and 111. So 119 and 111. Great. 104 and 111. So 104 is here, 111 is also here. Great. 120 and 113. So 120 is here, 113 is here. 120 and 117. 120 is here, 117 is here. All right. We have 105 and 110. 105 is here, 110 is here. Then 118 and 112. So 118 is here, 112 is here. Finally, 4 and 114. Great. So I have completed my tally session. And then finally, we move to find the frequencies, and we'll take it from the tally sessions. So here I have count of 5 for the interval. Second interval, 5, 10, 15, and then plus 3, so 18. Third one, 5, 10, 15, 20, plus 2, which is 22. Here I have 4, I have 1 for the last interval. So let's sum these to see if I'm going to get 50, because the question says 50 workers. 5 plus 18 is 23. 23 plus 22 is 45. And then 45 plus 4 is 49, plus 1 is 50. So it means that the table we have put together is accurate. Right, so with this, we have gone through the process of creating your frequency distribution for a grouped data where you have individual data points, and then you create your own class interval and then move on to create your tally session and your frequency session. So here's a review exercise to try your hands on. You have some responses from an online survey. Create a frequency table from the 40 responses and show the tally, the frequency, and the percentage from each response category. Wish you the very best in your studies, and I'll see you in the next class.